is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Osanyama munyina ukaba fambra Boadu TV so ebe sure say o first time na wa subscribe ye nyina like video no na ye je comment into comment section mo ye ntisi mu wo Mugabe Maase ene Alistair wo mo Okatakyie na lawyer ye Zita Benson aso ka ho bi ne nyina ne say wo de dedika ne kura no wone na Mugabe dia mo Okatakyie Afrifa mensa no ano odin still na fighting that so one in order man no anya sanketua wo anu odin wo se wo di si sunsun wiase mo de besi wo di si wonam fam wo de besi kwan bia Okatakyie de beba bia one no na wo she adwuma 25 years na wo age near 25 years fima na won na me a wo pese wo kire se wo wabaso wo bedidi Mahama ne batem o sa do be ye no wo ye no sin chen ya President Mahama wa paw 15 ambassadors are high commissioners in womb wamo Brazil, Italy, South Africa, Spain. No mako shabwa ai na niya masana mwali kujubunsu kasam scenario munyina woma chese enya seketwa eno so Mugabe afaya mama faya wo so wo mampanya na adwen ye adwuma fi adwen ni ye adwuma bibia koyi ma wo enye na anu die twemu na se okay kufado o pomo kutia Mugabe
tim ni nyina ne ye wo so ame magazine and baby ani etie no garage so no Rollins ne si sa dan that day my spirit catch them say mama ko studio ko ra studio say me ye program o na me pese me ye program no awo abontre in opposition. Now, man, for how powerful a tankoliga bigger Mugabe Maase, the capacity man. And your program no abontene. Ye be was someone say abontene. Me catch you say me presidio. Yes, so be so me kume. That person as someone so me kume no. One no na de niam gu no hu bebi mu ku no oboko no. Ono abebie na no. Ton, nye ton fa hu. Say yes soma me. Ba no de be ye ne ye anye yi. Open mura beti se Okatakyie Afrifa Canada Japan no usu bi pamo nyina kwa try no mu to yin na tawo. You get such a useless caricature going around and he been sorted. John Dramani Mahama and the family obey steady Ghana ha now me see Matiasim VIP drivers amutie mu nyina tidede yimamu mesima ya da Matiasim na Okatakyie so ya bema on fa mewo so o president ya o fi nyansa president ya wunware owiem president ya onema enko cinema ewuwiem resource awunya no e good capacity NPA boss what is sama oka say kay useless for no sa sankwas for no mokona komaba ka chiro say full assault because of Iran and Israel war yategana how ema Russia and Ukraine covid mu eno anu mu dey excuse no mu dey some phone na Ghana for chiri o mu nyansa MBB fuwi eni so mu ho power biem e was asase we so ade a friend say power eni say MBB for ho power biem 8 years no ma waste and taxpayers money nothing o ma waste skari nyina na obi betimi de bosumi nsia aye di obi adi mfie wotwe bese no wo de bosumi nsia pe attend things around and then okoto eye early Toyota Corolla early engine na 25,000 and then with gearbox and then 16,000 yes bia bafom the same thing no ntokwani bi si COVID time na Ukraine and Russia and Iran and Israel na so se sa hwe e Ghana da bia me metrase say na me kasa minim direction ameko yet Ghana ha ma sankwasfo bi te se Okatakyie Afrifa mo en sai system no mu e kan se mu tufutro ngo amafo ani yamo and this lose you no me kotena back 2 years asana me back on radio and TV from Mutie FM me resuming back on a year SYZ on the 15th of October 2018 after see lose you 2016 me kotena sisua ne ma bebre asana me back nyai for ya to about 6 months nui mo sori ana mo dijo Mahama atem journalist also organ how you been wonyinity number cancer phone for about we ho publishing force news ya becho me send one the amount mo me bo mo di am be so mo te ye here praises be free o man him mo ye here praises be free what they say obi mo ho ani Okatakyie mo ho leave Mahama alone. And I got TV is all to me momidi. O platform no dey not transfer to me momidi. What I am here, who to me momidi. Me body, who me ujane. Because me spirit no who to me stand. Me so woni me akobisa Canada Japan no mo kama samon kirawo. Sofo wo so bi mpamo no mo kan wo masamon kirawo. Obi asende one na mana ye be Mugabe e wo Ghana. Bagabiga. Mr. Matiasim, and I'm the commander of the airwaves. Political show be a nature. Captain Smart is my brother. I will never and never attack him because he's my brother. That is a true brother. Nya kwala keteketia afeni wo mu free see or journalism 25 years na Okatakyie Afrifa onya how many years yeah journalism 2000 na Okatakyie Afrifa no onya how many years sorry we say we bema kafon sa di atamko never again masane one na ma one me say repeat it. I'm ready for you. Na ese panyini kasa wi ana ka asemasa ono Boadu jitama kuru kasa wi ukọ energy ministry ho a yenua Richmond eya Roxen ono so assure Ghanaians say enough fuel anoma reserve ya che say betimi akọ 2 months eni na chikura anti muda mo na ojo mama ho ye president ofie nyansa ho enya dada ni bi ba ko ne twam ne de no twam nwa ye bogus.
Understand more spice within the period. Government's options are open. At the end of the day, the government will take the appropriate measure to protect the consumer.
We are live on TV as well as on Power 97.9 for Monday, the 23rd of June 2025. Broadcast Boadu a head of sports. Our Pure FM. Pure FM Dr. Kwaku Oting. Me am a boss. Dr. Kwaku Oting. Yeah. NG group of companies ayene dia bia obi a doc na wi nyame sha woni onua Dr. Didi nyame che ne abusua ni nyina na waka sembi na me bese me bo video no na yemu NDC mpanifo no ye start and define kophobia omo kasa na nyansa wo ma ye be peke from the various regions. It's a sports journalist. Said na me yes sports wa asana me ba be wura political talk show host mu no e pese etie sema brante na yedan aka no ye fam aba ne fa nya adwuma omo mu tie mi wasante mantamu program we ye program eye global way baby obi around the globe obi ayedan etie program we Facebook Live Power 979 TVS was at Ghana Samson on YouTube SYZ broadcasting, and it is #1 political talk show program we aweni award mako 5 ewo Ghana ha ye start ye ni bin see that aweni 5 awards ewo ha internationally locally me bia obi pe ba ko pe kura wonya So I know to I am plus a champion. Hana Ghana phone in eti. Captain Smart, Yamin Shao. The CT Sema Brad can come Boadu. Pure FM. Head of sports. Sema waka wa sentimentemo. O kan some so e wo kwame dinka show so e wo Pure FM. We tie sema no.
When the streets, people are struggling, people cannot feed. When you do all those things, jadi beni. One of the things I made me go GDA power honestly. Me GDA womb pass say President Mahama will do good. The Tiana say, Sabi, Sonny Obatio. That's Obani Jao, we going to Tini. No, kwa na ko pachawa na osajewa. You treat Obani different.
Yeah.
When no opportunity to serve Ghana for pain, only circumstances upon which Ghanaians booted him out. Now Ghana for summer, we're quite there. A unprecedented, overwhelming majority. And on the amount.
You can continue what you did. The mistakes.
Parliament, no, not the mistakes. That is the more no. Who's the more at the end with one side? Oh, your mistake. No, your mistake. And a Ghana for booting you out. And you offer you buy 8 years. And a Ghana for you say, I'm the back, couldn't mistake, no. No, cry your chain. So you can't know them. I know by the way you saw, but some more catch their own. I know my job too. When you make mistakes and you are not careful, why you careful now, sir? The Kwame, the entire you take a decision in our frame.
Yeah.
No, we do because to pay candid opinions. Yeah. Say, can you question me? Hey, Uber tax me. Miss me tax me. Who will remain to be taxing me? I know we jack kick him. So we tax me. People were accused giving people money. When you do that, you are creating an impression. You are just admitting that you did not do good, but take the money and vote for me. Until the party should go back. No more koyo mo jumeyi. No more and then asema president elect kai also saying Okatakyie Afrifa and this voting in say adia Ghana for ya kire ni kire adia baako say yensu ye ba na ya nya do kick us out. And that is the level of the Ghanaian voter now. Of course, you can have a percentage who will vote on lines who are partisan, maybe are tribal, maybe are religious, but the people who select, you'll be choosing the president, and that's Uncle Fono. And the people are economy. Ghana, they be a trouble about the economy. And it's about the economy. If there's no money in my pocket, I'll vote you out. It's as simple as that. There was a young man who is my friend. In 2016. He had $100,000 as the capital of the year, Juma. That was 400,000 Ghana cedi. Today, less than 25,000. Also, is that what you are saying? So they lost touch with the base. They should accept it. No more trade, no more in prepare, no more debris. And yeah, but they go to Suway, or Santini go to Suway, or Clemoni go to Suway. So how did they come? Boys, no, young boys no more street in this room. And those people who vote against you, if you don't tell them something that will better their lives, and then every young man wants to travel. The very moment you have an economy where everybody wants to live, it means it's failing. And if you don't accept that, now it's a miracle. Very young man. I love the guy the way he communicates, but that day he got it wrong. We didn't hear interview. Because I'm for say I'm on here now. Also say we be because we are not arguing. Hey. Open me vote, you want my vote and tell me that. Instead of deciding to explain, if you're to make church, more church, say, I'm not a president-elect Bamenshia. Oh, yes, or catch up him, so no more, yeah, Ashanti region. Yeah, I didn't tell us Ashanti region, how many? You're not two people from Ashanti. The regional minister himself sat on a platform. Onka 5 monumental projects Ashanti waiting at Kawan. Why now? Conso, a datum, one magic amount that I was obviously a judgment. It's a without a cadet, I know more team. Yeah. It's a sermon just here, Kwame. Ajabu, so I just tell you. Ajabu. Ajabu. Brian. About this, Nani Paulus to see tell me there. Now, one is any other. I'm the senior Nazoyan. Ketamo. Parliament, you concept, right? The youth of this country said you many years brain, and they have used this election to tell the leaders that it is about time. Start seeing the youth as people, partners in development. do things that makes the lives. I'm for Pejumaye. Obi Pejumaye. Also, always play about music.
All right, you live in here.
Oh, and as I foresee, I mean, more etun sedidi. And no wonder, seminary Jumape. Yes. Bright, just was in my own. Never and trying your political talk show host. Deceit, no. Okasa sense. Come where common sense you. Where Ashanti region Kasa. We money is and Jeffwa. What's the start to identify woman in the various regions? You show me ye. You come Kasa, Nyansa Yadan, a womb. And your mom do a mafu. And then me were Alan. And me were Napo. The next day, me were ha. Maba Eswazi said me were your mama. The next day, me di Bawomiachi. And then me were Kufuado. And me were ayi. Omudu mafun nam. And media me a journalist ya. So de wako we are now de ba. Maybe so say. Who we are saying. I just say we are saying say 100 ya a chimpe. Asani me defend you. We a bagger bigger journalist. Woman must slow money slow mo. Journalists are need credibility. Maybe I be asked and once and do a chip home because would you a phone and nam? One will be at your CSA would you a fool stomach journalists would do a phone and nam when you are just over Bob la Pebby. Now, some video never that one ma and new future generations. Baba between me say near papa no know your quas campaign ni pa make us 7 to us no 3 my order. Yes. Share edi bias na wonyan e wo biase o. Sa wona ma ho edi ba bie kwan e de ma wo busua ene mo ben ho. Yes. Can open doors for you. Edi pa good name is better than riches. My young within what baby say, oh, when we are a classmate, meaning in school, no, we are very humble. Antenna, menetra one class for 3 years. Cause oh, Mugabe, met ni antenna, Adelaide, Messi, Yabacho, Oko, a year Ghana Hair Service ya. Mugabe, me met no, who rat 37, who bought a year Major Lambert J, me met no. Would ura airborne base war F you are Tamalia say oh Major a year Louis Boache no Colonel Boache so what do Colonel me mate no yemu di kasem na Mr. Mugabe ya me classmate my fa krono nya dan taachi so yes training na wo adwuma no say would ye highest bidder and obedi na chi amanfo ko wi abasika wo be say we defend the woman and e chempe we are bodan for journalists no me I'm ready o me see my tesim me oh tie you can't fight me and survive yes a bit too free baby bye me kasa ba ko pen no ma jim no we dey check hey you go anymore. Fantastic, and I Monday. Say na slow no. Some catch you say na ya mid anti me ko ni gidi. But me tra home ma nyai enya platform ketu e be say hwan records. Baga bigger records. Me am say I'm ready for you. Baga bigger records. Wo be yesterday. Me dey say me to me say my tears me to amount and my buying a power. Make a wrong move. The boss a power we say. Baby I'm a command for her. Tie me draw will I am out. Baby I want some nam ho kwana bi am for her. The choir ready am so my ready. Period. Yes said the any say ogina ho no. O hwe yie ene wan hwe ase. Me no me o me sinse wiem. Me ye angel. Me sinse wiem. Me timi to anytime. Wo share me wi am share wanadwo. We shall me spiritually, I'm in the physical be shiao. Enti me dem are ready. A word to a wise is enough. No.
To vary it. They can't get to vary.
Omu so more opposition and I still omu so malus.
minti omasi o the ntia minti omasi and say we are there na ufelia. You need to sit back and reflect and think on how best you can make things better. But we mono omujina in crown enimu ena you gonna say ujina crown enimu na ututu exactly omujina mu
maybe more
it mean emede pa emede confusion emede omunkeka omo me hu say omo say omo be congress January 20 early congress 21st omo ko peke flag bearer omo ko peke opposition leader me nkan flag bearer omo here opposition leader enti omo ko peke opposition leader
omo tumirika kwa
omo pentem say Mugabe nkofo no omo ye damage omo wie aye pa
tombesa mukatakata ne maso
enye so mbesa mukatakata ne maso ska omo wie aye no they want to come back and continue the stealing. They can't imagine say they are no longer in power, they don't have access to government funds that they can continue to steal. Who share corruption at NDC ye buy ya exposing and your corruption ketwa corruption and stealing. We are not talking about Ghana cedi so Mugabe sky ye bubo millions of dollars are ye dey ye plates akoma IMF so muma iska sika omoyia who share from National Signals Bureau who dey share through National Cathedral to yenya COVID World Bank sika omode ma yen sika no omoyia pa it is not having access no omo ho e pray omo say omo beba back no is to continue the stealing. They didn't envisage
pandemic
no mo full say Ghana 4 would give them the opportunity to break the 8. No more continue. For me, break the 8. There was really no message in it. Mm-hmm. The message of break the 8 was just to continue the stealing. Until right now, they don't have the opportunity to continue the stealing. And they are in a hurry to come back. Nanka yako election January, December. Now January, a new government has taken over. Opposition party by now you should be doing analysis to see where you went wrong to put things in place. Now, Musi Debi, ye call Congress, ako elected opposition leader. We are ready for whoever they bring. Hina nomode ba names coming up. Baumia. What new is Baumia bringing? Mm-hmm. He's not bringing anything new. Sisi Anamete so say he may not be rich. Nah, he has rich ideas. My friend, go and sit somewhere. The reason why I'm saying go and sit somewhere is that this is the same Baumia who in 2016 he brought 170 questions that he had ideas. Brought 170 questions and then told Ghanaians that he was the economic messiah. Where did Baumia take the economy? Where did NDC take over the economy from? It was in total mess. Number one, our credit rating as a country had gone down. We had gone beyond D to the extent that we had been blacklisted. Mm-hmm. That the international monetary market should not give us any funding. We had been blacklisted. That's why Baumia took us. The dollar exchange rate, dollar to cedi, went as high as 17 cedis. And the year kasano 10 cedis. What did I make an say? Petrol, petrol was about 16 cedis per liter, and the petrol 10 cedis. Baumia made a mess after coming up with 17 questions. Made a mess, 170 questions, made a mess of the economy. Baumia was in charge of our economy. And see, we've been in power 6 months. The mess that Baumia created, we are now, His Excellency John Mahama and his team are now correcting that mess. It's omunye di no mon kotinase na yen to me and correcting mess no na Ghana for no they are very happy. I've seen a few videos or omoka say even bag of rice about price of bag of rice above form. Things are going well. Ghanaians don't need the MPP right now. We are investigating them to ensure say sika omowiano they would pay back. We share second person and Nidia by Papa no education minister near Fenison. Educhum. Look at the mess Educhum created with our education system. In a situation where our children would go to school for 2 weeks. And also say obedi president. They would go to school for 2 weeks and come home for five months. Our children will go to school for 2 weeks and come home for 5 months. He created the red, gold, green system where the children would come and stay. They'll come and stay home for so long with no education. And at the end of their year, the term, they would buy a Pasco for them. They spent over $35 million to buy Pasco for students. It was done under Educhum. The mass set that we are investigating was done under Educhum and Napo. So someone like Education Minister Educhum. Someone like Educhum, he messed our education, and you want to carry the whole country, different sectors of the economy, and put in his hand. I mean, you can imagine what he will do with the economy if you give him that chance. Who is the next person? Brian Echiampong. Was it not Brian Echiampong that tried to sell state hotels, La Palm, Golden Beaches Hotel, and all hotels that state had interest in, shares in? Had it not been for the good people of Ghana who stood up against Brian Echiampong, Brian Echiampong would have been owning our state hotels by now. He would have taken it for himself. Brian Echiampong was a Greek minister. Yet he was going to buy our state hotels for himself. He was taking it for himself. He wasn't going to buy. They were stealing it. So if you bring someone like Brian Echiampong, when he was a Greek minister, he was trying to steal our state hotels. Then you should know that the country is in trouble. The fourth one, I think, is Ken. Dukadaya, they are all the same. Ken under MPP, I think Ken was given a $1 billion. I'm not sure about the amount, but it ranges about $1 billion to provide street lights for the country. Was it delivered? No. The country was dark. There were no street lights. So if you are wondering why there were no street lights during MPP time, it was because the contract had been given to Ken and they didn't deliver. So all of them, they are not clean. Bawumia says he's visionary. Visionary what? Visionary, a visionary man who made the people suffer for 8 years because his economic policies were so bogus.
It is possible.
It is possible for him to remain in opposition. He should remain in. That's whether it is possible is. He should remain in opposition. Me, I'm enjoying the infighting. They should continue. They are hitting at each other. But you see, the way they are going about their primaries right now tells me the kind of people that MPP they are. Because, like I said earlier on, you just came out of an election. You haven't sat down to do a reflection to see what went wrong. Yet you are going into an election to elect a flag bearer. I'm happy about it. I'll tell you why I'm happy about it. Because they are taking the up to bottom down approach instead of the down to bottom up. So it means that the people who voted for Bawumia to be flag bearer are the same ones going to vote for Bawumia to be flag bearer, which is good. We want Bawumia to come back. So if Bawumia comes back, the same delegates are the ones going to vote for him. So they don't want the bottom up approach because they know that if they elect branch executives, they elect constituency executives, and they elect regional and national executives, the delegates will change, and they may not have people. They may have more sensible people, new sensible people to vote for a candidate. So they don't want that. They want to use the same delegates that voted for Bawumia, so that Bawumia would become the flag bearer or opposition leader, as you would call it, as you would call it. And see, Bawumia, we have seen through him. Whatever way they want to use to bring him in January, we are ready for him. In fact, like I have done the analysis, all of them, Yensrobia, NDC is an institution. Whether John Mahama has one term, when he finishes, there are competent people in the NDC who would lead the party. It doesn't matter whether the person is known or not known. What matters is that NDC leaves a legacy. And John Mahama's legacy, the way he has started, is very strong. And I'm praying that we continue that way. So that the legacy that we would leave whichever candidate comes, whether he's known or not known. Ghanaians would prefer that candidate leading the NDC to a thief or to someone who says he has vision, Bawumia, but really when he's given the mandate has no vision. He takes the whole country down into the drain. Or someone, Brian Champon, who would attempt to sell our state assets to his company, to himself. Or someone where would give them a contract to provide us with street lights. And he takes it and doesn't provide the street lights. And people end up having accidents on the motorway and on our streets. Because when the road is dark, you end up having accidents. So, of course, they can go in January. We don't care who they bring. NDC is focused. NDC is focused on delivering. And at the end of the 4 years, our work would speak for us. I saw someone, I read someone, one of them said they are going to campaign on the legacy of Boadu. So when you've forgotten that it was the same legacy of Boadu that has taken you into opposition. My advice to you as a sister, go and sit down and reflect and see the evil you did to Ghanaians, the evil, the hardship you made Ghanaians go through, and come back and apologize. Instead of fighting amongst yourself for power, you are only fighting amongst yourself for power because you are in a hurry to come back and steal. The money is no longer coming. You are unable to steal. So you are looking for a means to come back to steal massively again. We are not going to sit down and watch you come back and steal. So relax, stay in opposition, enjoy opposition. Because after 2028, I'm not done. After 2028, we'll have a new candidate. That candidate is coming for 2 terms. And we will show you that one is possible. Not the kind of it is possible. Because it will be possible through our legacy and through our hard work.
Very well, Madam. Benson, live on TV as well as and also on Power 97.9. Like I said, Command Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center, Live Kit Capsules also from Medimosis, S Natural Mineral Water, Dome Survey and General Construction, Power Specialist about Hospital, Victory Garlic Mesa and Safari Valley Incorporated, Vast like I said, so Emma, Hebron Hills International School, Madam Rumakaho, and Eddie Jumedia Ebrewa. Alistair Johnny in the studio. Alistair,
yeah, Mugabe Maase. Divine selection fire day.
You know what's your best man?
Oh, Mrs. Tanso, who I fed. Now, in the outfit, no, and easy. And I won't so in Yasam Ketwa. It's a man, blush it. Ose, who offer, and not honorable, so not Tadiano. I like orange colors, so I'm attracted to.
Oh, that's your birthday mood.
Oh yeah. No, she's on the 5th floor. Allow her to flow, please.
June, I'm for the baby.
Hi, Mugabe. Now, where Ranka boxing assembly, I can be kebi, but my mantem, and baby, all day MPP assembly, wakani yina, and some American yina, wakani yina. Now, the president can be kitwe be say she alluded to it. Say they are trying to use the up down approach. The idea is that they want those people who are there now to elect Bawumia. But me too, I'm leading a movement to make sure the MPP brings Bawumia back.
I like it.
Yes, I'll lead that movement. We have to floor him again and teach him a lesson in national politics. Oh, you think we are kids? Let them look, Mugabe. Yo, Mati.
Another J Besamba.
Yo, say we are prophetic.
Ebiwie 2028.
Yeah.
The obesaba no su Jika.
What they say we hu ade. We hu ade na oka.
Say John Dramani. Meboa. Another JD besaba.
Challenge.
Tiasuma me kana lesa. Me say John Dramani mama say JD. After John Mahama. You be say another JD.
Inshallah
come shehene.
Eneda ben. Mon chanto
23rd
I'm starting share. And then Monday 23rd June 2025. Me say John Dramani mama ni JD. John Dramani.
Wow, ex near come on.
Another JD Ebesamba after John Mahama.
That's it.
Full swing.
Angels na kase onyeme.
Sanjina my idea meet you. And Mugabe, baby, no, they should bring Bawumia. We don't care. And Mwankasa no, you are a tiny minority where you are. The Ghanaians don't want to listen to you. It's just that the NDC don't want to bluff with their weight of 2/3 in the streets and in our homes. And so that tiny minority that you are, and you are not as wise as the no, you even they're tiny, even micro. They are tiny micro minority, and don't listen, don't learn anything, and look at how they have gone to decide to reorganize themselves, even in opposition. You might lose election. You see, so this is the illogic of the party that claims is democratic. You see, Mugabe, how can you be so what the common sense? Yeah. So you lack common sense in this decision. You lack logic in trying to use what be down no cry for so they want to put the cat before the horse. Person board so and send to foundation. Let's promote Baumia to come so that will floor him finally. This time you get 3.8%. 3.8, but they are fighting. They move. Say move 38. The move is at 3.8. Is that the MPP we knew?
And then this is your focus.
Yes, we must be focused and we must be united, and we all must go in one direction. When the bell rings, we must all be in line to support. Yeah. That one there, it must be there. Yes, rally behind whoever. Yeah, who Mugabe, because last week the boxers in the bar.
Let me give you 5 minutes.
Yes, and yes, and I make no baby audio mu free by me microphone I won't think and I say me better on them. What I say na me bukum baku. Oh, Debbie, maybe some question here. The Mugabe, share boxing as we see it is a fortune on its own, and let no one deceive you. Nimoja, and yes, and I don't sit here for nothing. And because you mentioned his name,
one family.
Yes, the story of Azuma is one of a journey from under the table. Clearly, listen to me. I'm saying the story of Azuma Nelson is one of a journey from under the table. This weekend, I was reading a book by Reverend Wilfred Stephen Atta, The Journey from Under the Table, and I saw Azuma's name. So I began to reflect, because when he started out of nothing, Azuma, no Ochi Kube, no Tom. Ask you, I'm a family member, I'll say it, because we must write his story in gold. How he was even determined to overcome the impediments of the time. Yes, not Tom Kube, Pierre Kube, Trok Mouton. You ask those who knew him. So he was strong. So they will take him. We are cousins. We are a Tabon family. We are all the Nelsons, the Kofis.
That's why you are Alistair Nelson.
Yes, that's why I'm Tyro. His Tabon name is Azuma. I have a senior brother who is also Azuma. There's Aruna, there's Idrisu, there's Abdullah. They are all there inside there. So Mugabe, it didn't just start. Obreye. Then how he even got close to state institutions like the prison's boxing gym, like the Ghana Armed Forces boxing gym. How J.J. Rawlings recognized him and picked him to go and fight in Pakistan to beat a certain boxer who was beating Ghana's soldiers who went on a boxing. You know, they used to go on peacekeeping, and when they go, they used to fight boxing. And there was an American boxer who beat the Ghanaians. So they took Azuma to go and beat that guy there in Pakistan when J.J. Rawlings was head of the boxing team of the Ghana Armed Forces. You can check, you can find out. So then he came to the Olympics, Edmonton Games, 1978, and won gold. Then the story started. Then they took him to go and face the almighty Salvador Sanchez, and he lost in the 15th round. You just go back and look at the fight.
15th?
In the 15th round, yes, he was knocked out, a technical knockout. In the 15th round, at the time, he used to travel more than 12 rounds. So in the first round, you see Azuma's prowess. That this local guy from Accra, who is he? He fought the guy. The guy was strong. He'll give you an uppercut and send you home. Even the people who were there before he saw them, he beat them flat. But Azuma fought him. Then in the 7th round, something unexpected happened. Azuma, trying to attack him, he came up with an unexpected blow that sent Azuma to the ground. And Azuma staggered to the ground. But look at this. We thought that was going to be the end of the fight. When Azuma woke up, he demonstrated who he was. It was no wonder that when Salvador Sanchez died, yes, Azuma took up the challenge and fought Azabache, what's his name? Wilfredo Gomez in 1984. Yes, the fight, they were trying to dodge Azuma and other things. And when Gomez came up with Azuma, he had also been beaten by Salvador Sanchez in the 7th round. But Azuma survived the 15th round with Sanchez. So Azuma had a clue to fight him. He had watched his fight. He knew how to. Yes, Gomez. Gomez was a strong guy. He was up. He had to reduce his weight to come and face Azuma. And like I told you, Adi Ebesi, it's like a journey from under the table, out of nothing. Go and see where Azuma started training from. Go and see what he went through. Self-discipline, physical discipline. Then his church, the Apostles Revelations Church, how they spiritually supported him throughout the journey. And what he made of the success. I can tell you that boxing kept us together under the revolution when J.J. Rawlings was in power. Yes, many people did not know that it was J.J. Rawlings who propped Azuma up in private to go on fighting. Yes, he used to visit him to train and other things to encourage him. D.F. Annan. I remember his fight in Las Vegas with Jeff Fenech. They said he shouldn't go. Everybody said, oh, they want to take the fight away from you. So the fight was going to, it's a second one in Las Vegas. The first one had been a draw, and your man was shouting. Fenech was making noise that he had won the fight and other things. So they brought it to Australia. Yeah. Yes, Azuma told everybody in full glare that he was going with his own referee. Charlie, everybody was afraid, but this was his referee. He went in the first round, he smashed the guy to the ground. Then the second round, he did the same. The third round, the guy came fighting back with his knee
on his home soil.
Yeah, on his own in Australia. It was raining. He could do anything to push Azuma down, like he did in Las Vegas, trying to use karate to get Azuma. This time the blows were singing. Then he came himself, trapped himself in the 8th round, trying to corner Azuma. And Azuma turned him inside out. The rest is history. Just the second jab and he was down. The whole Australia, everybody was watching. So Azuma went there to his bedroom.
That was in Melbourne, right?
Yes, Melbourne, in Australia. His own bedroom to beat him. And like I told you, if we are to replicate Azuma's story, then we must get good promoters like Sharaf Mahama. Azuma was supported by a group of people, Setasa, Kema Carpet Center, and a group of people who put their money to Duncan. Yes, that was his international partner. Yeah. So locally, you need to get your things right. Get your boxer correct. Let him be disciplined. Let him be committed towards the sport.
A FIFA agent.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And I'm saying that Sharaf is somebody we must protect. He has seen the light in the boxing field. Huge sums of money, millions of dollars. And when it comes to boxing, you can talk about 60s. Nkrumah brought Ali here. Why? You can check the Cluche Robertsons were fighting and Ghana's name was going on. In the 70s, we had DK Poison. We used him a lot. When he became world champion, he had Nisika. His foreign component of the money. That's what we used to buy Dansuman. The foreign component to build Dansuman and Kwadasu. Nisika, yes. We needed foreign material. We didn't have the foreign exchange. We used the boxing money, DK Poison. So we say we'll pay him at a later date and pay him stipends and give him somewhere to sleep in Nungwa. Nungwa was built by a champon so that you were in a car to be able to go around. So they didn't pay the lump sum to him. Then in the 80s, we had Azuma. When he goes to fight and comes and his money drops in the Bank of Ghana, huge sums of money. He used to cushion the city. Ask anybody. Yes. Ask anybody. So, and then you have Iquotes who also came up later, Agbeko and Joshua Clotte and then Dogbe. You understand? We must raise world champions. You can see a 13-year-old boy. I'm sure you met him at the demonstration fight. That guy must be mentored into a world champion. We must sit with the Cubans and bring them in. We must get the Filipino trainers to come in and support our boxing. And the state must have a deliberate policy. Businessmen, KGL. I saw KGL support Sharaf to support the promotion he did. Check your facts. Mugabe. KGL, yes. KGL, check your facts, Mugabe. So
supporting Sharaf doesn't mean say.
No, I'm saying that
the money is making at the end of every.
Please, that story will come to it.
Also, checking.
Yes, that is why.
If it must be done,
it must be done well. Mugabe, as for the KGL thing, me and you will talk about it here. Let's find time. We'll talk about it, and you will see there are two sides of a coin. When you listen,
they should investigate.
Please, so you let me finish with my.
You with the boxing.
Yeah. So Mugabe. Sharaf is on the right path. Nobody should let anybody confuse him. That journalist, I don't want to mention his name. You like glorify him by mentioning his name. He does not understand what is going on. And he's not coming to terms with the fortunes in the boxing industry. In America, there's one person. They sat here and mentioned his name. What's his name? Very strong guy. Beats everybody. Oh, Charlie, somebody help me with his name. Mayweather. $1 million guy. $1 million guy. Look at the jobs he has created. You know the jobs boxing creates. You know the trainers, the amounts of money they get. Those who, even the boys, the Goro boys around the boxing, the Glove boys, those people. Do you know how much money they earn? The trainers at the ringside, the Mazoes. You know, it creates jobs. Those business promoters who put their money to it. When there's a boxing event, look at the vendoring that goes on, from food to whatever you want to buy. So please, let's support boxing as a nation. Let's have a deliberate support as a nation. Where is the Ghana Boxing Authority, Mugabe? Nigeria ni wuye me kama money who promoter now go far and buy no na a Canada so GBA so niska. I'm telling you, $3,000. We see GBA no so niska didn't a funiko. Me catch the promoter no. I have his contact. I've been talking to him. Look, let's get together. Some me promoter now make Ghana MCCA. Opeso the international fight. Eko Kumasi. Na santi hini betran obi. No share. Opeso the international fight. But he needs to get people together. Inti se Sharava beye na mo kan wasemwa. Who will put his money to boxing? Why? What is the envy of the first family? No, Mugabe, let me address this once and for all. Mugabe,
so what in the phone nam? It is so Korea. Na se ope se obana ono defend wa na just na just who this kind ba
Mugabe
a 50-50 chimpe.
Mugabe, what is the envy of any first family in this country? I always ask, especially say NDC for power. Omo to be tired penning for a time. Look at Professor Mills. Look at the amount of hatred they put at his doorstep. What? And they hate his son. They hate the wife. Look at the wife. Look at her demeanor. Oh, can some funny power? Look at my Lordina. Oh, we are see. Say, oh, mommy and your sister. Umpe. Me and the doormat. My foundation, Miss Ukeke. Umpe. What? Wow, it's and this thing, it must be encouraged rather than shutting the young man up. We have many young men like Sharaf who have money but have decided that they will not put one city to anything because a man who do sika bape no time wako brena who didn't answer. Yes, now when you sika now person the boy man
that was NPP time.
Enti obi ebaya obenya sika no ko to atopre okopre ma oh ma be 20 one wife. That's my principle. Me all women out there who are struggling and then who don't have husbands, they should always raise their head that they should look for just one man and stay by. It's Mugabe. I was happy. Bukom Banku and Aite Powers when they fought. Look at everybody went to the stadium. Even a local fight, the person who promoted it, go and ask him the amount of money he raised from them.
The coach.
Yes, I'm telling you. Then you have Techi, the young man who is an Olympic medalist now. Yes, he should be encouraged. Look. Azuma's style is unique, or it was unique, and I'm saying if Azuma writes his story, it will be a blockbuster. But you see stories on web and Ghana Web and other things. But I'm saying if Azuma's story comes out, I want to sit and help write the story. I remember his fights vividly in my face because my heart followed him. Especially against the Fenet in Las Vegas, I never felt happy throughout the match. I never felt happy. Yes, it was hot and he looked sick. This was not Azuma we knew.
No,
yes, Charlie, I felt it. But Charlie, we waded through. We got a draw against the guy's resistance. And then he asked us for a rematch in his home village. We beat him to it. So that's why I told you, this is a journey from under the table. That's Azuma from Nelson. And we can create more journeys from under the table. Look at that. Oh yes, and going to baby and baby. Yes, and say do it. What is? Yeah.
Can I add a little?
You can add a lot.
Unfortunately, it looks like our society is becoming more of obi adia ebebo na baso no.
Yes,
na yese no. Mehu impanyifo wo krom ha. East Legon Executive Club for omo ska pi. And then maybe some madam for be say nti sa club no apart from so omo kono monsa na nkwala girls di omechi na omo de omo pot belly no
say it be floor say it
Mugabe mom ka teme mamenka Mugabe
ka
East Legon Executive Clubs omo skapa and then me who say Ibrahim God bless you me who story be I say ono na otua concrete ni nyina law school IAC no ono na otua concrete ni
amusi wo he
Legon kwano so da bi aje kemba
oh okay We should take one to KJT and take one to Kraba.
Please, we are leaving the markets.
No, take it to the market. Don't leave the market entirely.
Let me finish my point. So, there are rich people in this country. Ibrahim is doing his part. The other ones, they like to be seen. I thought Tesla, now blogger Dinechi, they show, giving the young people unnecessary pressure. We don't see them putting. I mean, it's their money. Nobody tells me what nobody tells me what I do with my money. I'm not going to tell them what to do with their money. But the reason why I mentioned their name is that this is a young man, Sharaf, coming up. And he doesn't need their help. He has his own brain. He has his own vision. He has his own will. To me, don't pull him down. Yeah. If you can't help Sharaf, shut up. It's as simple as that. This is a young man. You see, in our generation, generation,
international footballer.
But Mugabe, generation, we didn't get that help. Our generation, we were, so. Yebeka say to me nkasa won panyimfo mu you the project where we dey call catch our mama class o pese we boxing promoter we say we abodam. But the young ones coming they are full of vision. Yeah. And as a parent nipa na wo condemn Sharaf no bompai say wo ba obey to say Sharaf. Na my advice to you is that wo ba na oye to say Sharaf no vision no ba won chen support that child. Don't make beside say na sika me ko fa we. Look, that program that went on in Bukom was sponsored. Yeah. Sharaf doesn't even need to take one CD out of his pocket to do it.
It's a good promoter.
Go if you see as a journalist. Me nkasa by heart. As a journalist, before I will be one no. Now akasano, you have to have credibility. Where does the credibility comes from? The credibility comes when you do your investigation. It's before you rashedly came on air to say compare Sharaf to Jankoma. To say ehina.
No one sponsors you.
Ehina Mugabe ehina Sharaf nyani sikano. As a journalist, I expect they say who maybe say companies being a sponsor no. I saw the flyer. There were so many companies that were sponsoring him. So in the end, Nupono Sharaf will even make money
out of
it. And Ankamino, my advice is that you can learn from Sharaf. We can learn from him. We need vision. Now, who will be our vision? You can follow in their footsteps.
The better.
Ebia kitchen.
Say again.
No, say again. Ebia kitchen blogging no. Ebia kitchen blogging no. And first camba. Sharaf so enye kitchen blogging opeso boxing. Yeah. That boy was in a European club if I'm right. Yeah. He's a very hard worker. Obia Sharaf you bimpoa anka ni papa ni mami wo sika. Madam Lodina me any bow. I'm very proud that she's my mother. Yeah. And Sharaf ye minua. Aha. O minua ketwa. Enti
no brand ho so ase.
Enti obi a Sharafa considering say any papa a former president and not a former president that time but he was still working. MP. Now he's president. Ni mami efe anka onye ejuma. But this young man now I'll come to the point where whoever tried to bring Sharaf down did the analysis or they compared Jankuma. Come on, the two cannot be compared.
Never.
Sharaf there no Uncle Ria will be a sika. And the Efan could be
when government appointment.
Jankuma was given a contract to paint our underbridges. All the paint you see under Akwaje underbridge, the Tekwashi underbridge, all those ones were given to Jankuma. Now who as our blogger and Kasa also sa contract with me the amount now also when a BBD. Apart from that, was it not Jankuma who was given $37 million of our money to supply spare parts for ambulance? Was it not Jankuma? Has Sharaf been given $37 million of our money? So you cannot compare the two. Comparable. It is, you cannot do it. Jankuma, apart from $37 million now, Jankuma G or Ministry of Finance supply spare parts for ambulances and break it down. Ambulances apparently it was It was imported through them. The COVID money that was taken from the airport was taken by a Nigerian who is affiliated to them. So they make so much money. So it will be, excuse me to say, stupid
to compare
oranges
with
compare and bring down a young man who is trying to make life for him. It's Ghanaians. All I will say is that when you see young people, and look, apart from that, his uncle, Otumitua, I said $300,000 plus. Ibrahim, remember? Wakotua concrete ni nyina edisi law school wakotua. Now, ofu say ni bano. Sharaf, but you see, I don't want to base Sharaf's success on his uncle.
Yes.
Because the boy is an individual and he's independently striving on his own to make it. So I'm not going to attribute his success to his uncle.
Not at all.
When he's successful, it is Sharaf who is successful. It is not anybody. Let us encourage him instead of trying to pull people down. The beauty of the program, I'm not a sports person. I don't even know anything about it, but the beauty of what Sharaf did, as Ghanaians, as journalists who had the power of the mic, what you should have done was to make sure that you project Sharaf to go on to international market. But what you rather did in our country was to pull him down. Come on. Stop envying the young man. Get out of the kitchen studio and go make a life for yourself and stop envying young people coming up. Thank you.
Thank you. Mugabe, we are friend Shania.
Tano better.
Shania, what's it?
No, the second lesson. Me who US, me who UK. My man come, madam, so excellence. I mean, they don't know what's our appointment.
I don't know.
For you, Monsieur Cochana.
Alistair, yes.
What's it?
Because she, you know what I'm yes, you know what you bring to the nation. So you have been there as a practical person.
Now, I read Iran, Israel, lawyer digital Makasa, and a ministry of energy, so almost spokesperson, so Abekasa, say no cause for alarm. You will be reservoir and a than so far. We can Obiliki ambassadors list. APA. God, so we are leaky. But I'm happy. It's the same list. Nothing has changed. I mean, it's the same list.
It's the same list that was leaked the first time.
Germany and Nasa.
Germany, no, sana Sampiale was so, and we is the same list, but this one, yeah, Benjamin Kwashi, very good choice. Oh yes, Obwa and this nipa, not South Africa. I may be wrong. It's not Bapa party. Of course, South Africa. And I think that he already knows the terrain. Okay. He already knows the terrain. It's a good choice. Kojo Bonsu saying how well experienced he is. He's going to China. We have a lot of trade with China. Kojo Bonsu and his background as a business person, we saw what he did as a mayor. When he was in Kumasi, and I believe that he would bring a lot of investment and business to Ghana. It's also a good choice. Me and Kasame sister Kalsum, very, very proud of her.
Is it on the Bafu wife?
Very proud of her. Congratulations, my beautiful sister Kalsum. I'm proud of you. I know you would work very hard in Spain. She's also very, very hard working. Yes, she has a master's in international diplomacy, international relations, and she's also very fit for the job.
Is also very good.
Yes, she's very fit for the job. Honorable Captain Jordan Fojo is going to Togo. Madam for Tunde Ali or UAE. Yeah, into the list there. Professor Kwesi Obridan so is replacing and then Namwale is going to Brazil. Namwale MP deputy minister, so the list is like experienced people, way experienced people. It's not the usual that we see. This is full of experience, and qualified people. Obia and baby mama issue. Obia is well qualified, and I have faith in them. I know that we would work together to do what is best in the interest of John Mahama's vision of resetting and moving the country forward. And congratulations to all of them.
Good. Where are you going? I didn't see your name.
No, my name is in the first list. This is the second list.
So there's a first list already.
You didn't hear from me.
So my name is in the first list. I've been about 5 for the whole Ghana.
Suitcase, no, suitcase,
Czech Republic. I
know a lot.
And I will feel
a lot of people were assuming I was going to go to Czech, but after I've been checked before, so I don't know why people were assuming that. And then
so you know where you are going.
And then somebody also leaked some 2 weeks ago on a plain paper said I was going to Germany. That was very funny because I knew who was going to Germany. I'm not going to Germany, but people believed it. That list was on a plain paper. But it tells you how gullible people are. A paper comes on a plain paper. I actually me didn't say me call Germany, and then people start congratulating me. I'm like, no, like that paper is not legit.
You know where you are going.
The outfit tells me something. I know where you are going.
God,
I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And I want to see. Send it to me. Let me read it in my room.
Number 13 Belgrave Square.
Who name my address no? Suitcase no mon pay information. Gareno shit on the put me there. I can do a lot from there. Ajay Mugabe. But Mugabe is an interesting list. Captain Fojo, is it the old man? The old one, yeah. He's going to Togo. We need somebody on our hand, somebody who
has a security background.
Yes, yeah. It comes to Togo, it comes to, and I don't know who's going to Burkina Faso. Didn't see Burkina Faso.
Mostly they take people with military background.
I saw South Africa. I was impressed by Ben Kwashi. Then Kojo Bonsu, of course. I mean, he has a lot of ideas. China is a big trading country, like you said. So, and we wish him all the best. He has ways and means. He has worked with Adidas before. He knows what investments are. He knows what business is. And then these language exchanges that are coming as you people travel out. For instance, the Germans, they have opened their doors to us for development. If you learn their language, you will get a free scholarship to learn as a trades person in their system. You learn to operate machines, but you have to go through their language studies system here and pass well before you can be nannies.
It's not just Germany. Even in Czech Republic, if you are able to speak the language, you attend school for free. I mean, literally free. But you have to. Then you have to take tuition in their language. But apart from that, if you want to take it in English, you pay something. But the fee is minimal. It's not that expensive.
So there are a lot of advantages that they come with going, and they must do hard work. I hear they'll put KPIs to check your performance and other things, and you must be up to the task. I know, the list I've seen, that anybody JM appoints or JM gives opportunity to, there's something unique about the person.
On your appointment, yes.
You go back behind the scenes and you see that these people have real the experience that they need to they need to go and build bridges, make sure that they sustain those relationships that we have and deepen them, yes, and then make them even more attractive for those nations to invest and believe in us, in what we do here. Then they should act as conduits for grants, more support, money that will come in that will not ask for interest, money that will come in that will go and change countryside, sister city relationships. We must be able to help our communities. Me, if I sit here right now, I'll be able to tell you there are about 4 or 5 villages that we can do sister or community relationships with advanced countries, because there's a lot to see in those communities. And if you're able to do these exchanges, I'm sure we can bring the ambassadorial work to our development, because by that partnership, you create a conduit for, they can build schools. When they come and see the local problems of the people, they can help to partner to build hospitals and solve local problems and other things. So I wish them all the best. I know they will not disappoint at all. It's a difficult task. You'll be living here, going to stay in somebody's country, the culture and other things. But how come the second one has come and the first one is yet to come?
No, this list was leaked though.
It's a leaked one.
It's a leaked. All the ambassadorial
Mugabe are making us discuss a leaked.
No, but it's correct.
So Obiama out my doubt.
Mugabe, so we wish them all the best. But Mugabe,
I don't know whose interest
when they are going, they go over a lot of
keep,
stuff. Do you know that?
Yeah.
And to make me the house boy, I'm or to make me a garden boy, I'm Mobi. Me tia, you bet you have a cow for Moonshe. My ambassadors now me tia me come was a Moonshe. One bet you me a cono. Moonfamenko. Say. My appeal is fair and sound. Mugabe, let me just go straight to it. So him say me that. The time I made the friend who be some say me that. I don't sleep. I take the night. 24 hours. I would buy no car and I'm see where they were leaking up on I didn't feel no. Yeah, na. And also by 24 hour economy go for who echi. But yes, what you say. Anyway, sometimes no be that there the kind there.
It's say John Dramani mama. Oh yeah, you
No, you see. Mugabe, how can you sit back for 8 years and then come in and come and start dancing? It's because you have the skill. You have been training, skipping, getting ready for that big day to show off your dance. Look at the peacock. Yes. So Mahama, now I don't even call him Mahama. I call him Peacock. The Peacock president. His feathers are clear. They are showing. They are brightening up. Look, with this case of the Israel-Iran war, there's a history. And Mahama is a historian. Don't forget his first degrees in history. He has read the Arab-Israeli war. He knows what occurred in the 70s and how African countries were affected. If you see how he's putting up his energy team.
Contingency measures
yes,
in place.
The energy team. We talk about Edoji. Those people who have been put around the table to discuss the energy problem. Yes, all of them. The finance minister is there. All the ministers, all the CEOs in the oil hub that have been put together. Edoji, I saw him when I mentioned his name. I want to remove my coat and throw it to the crowd because Edoji is Charlie. I'm telling you, down to F. You understand? You text him 1 minute, you call him another time. Every time he will pick. He's in a busy meeting. He finds a way to get back. Mugabe, I listened to him this morning in a submission on one of our sister stations, and it's clear that the government is ready for the shocks. Just that we don't want it to travel that far. Because Sisia, what is happening is that you see, baby, the Hormuz Strait, a honor bulk of the oil, you too far go now, a far. It's a strait that opens up to the ocean for ocean going vessels carrying oil from Oman, those regions, Iraq and other things, to be able to sell to the world. And because of this tension between Iran and Israel, premiums and insurance for shipping companies are going to go up because then the route is risky. They will be afraid to be hit by a missile and other things. So it is those premiums and insurances that is going to put the route in danger. That is going to cause the price in the oil as we speak, this advent of the war. But if it should travel, then it's likely to affect production because production in that region is about 90% of world oil. So that one, if it affects it and the Hormuz Strait is closed, then that one, it will be a difficult situation.
So who can intervene?
And we must show leadership as world leaders. Alistair Nelson sitting here, every time I want to talk to the Israeli president.
Benjamin.
Yes, I want to talk to him. If I had his telephone number, if I say a word to him, he'll stop. Aden, what is it? Charlie, I always remember how Ishaq Rabin was shot. And you see, because of what Ishaq Rabin was doing and he was shot, that's why this guy is behaving the way he's behaving. I'm telling you. But I wish that place would be peaceful. I don't stand for anybody. Iran, why you be there? I don't want anything. There's Palestine for no, please. Let's learn to live for each other. If I dare deco, what is the essence of it? What do we get? Do we get value for the dead? I want to find out. I like you, but what you are doing there this time, your war you have started, you disappoint me a lot. When I see you on air, I don't learn the lesson. I'm telling you, Ishaq Rabin, he was shot from the crowd. His personal aide, his bodyguards tried to rescue him. They tried to face the bullet, but it didn't work. Do things that will make the region peaceful. Learn to live with each other. Obi kachire me say, Abraham asifo, eni sanko for na wo Inti Ishmael nini nyaise asifo na ntokwa no esino.
5th February 2012. That's a year Nigeria news of TB Joshua.
Yeah, he made a prediction way back in 2012.
You see, we are fond of, instead of facing reality, running to the Bible to
and that's where the consolation is.
No.
Yeah, 50th
see, There's a group on TikTok. They formed women. They formed a group called We Do Not Care.
So you're part of that group.
Part of that group. We do not care.
Carry on.
You see, they run to the Bible, and especially this Israel thing about it being God's chosen city. Look, God doesn't like ugly. Yeah. God doesn't like ugly. Yeah. God doesn't like that we are killing children, we are killing women. God doesn't like ugly. Simple. So I don't think the Bible endorses this kind of wickedness and war and all that. The Bible doesn't. So leave the Bible out of it. These are politicians who have an interest. In the Gaza, I hear there's a huge amount of gas in the Gaza, and that is why, you know, our big brother is interested in the Gaza Strip. So if he pulls down the whole of the Gaza Strip, then he has access to the Gaza. So it's not that he wants to use it as a tourist site like he said. But these people were born there. So as a world leader, how do you even open your mouth to say may pull it down Gaza and I'm going to use it as a tourist site? It's just wrong. Number two, Netanyahu is a politician who has an interest. You know, when was Israel formed? 1945. Yeah. Israel was non-existent. Maybe in the past Israel was in the Bible, but Israel came about after the World War, right? Yeah. 1948, right? Yeah, 48. You know, so your neighbors, the Palestinians, give you a place, and now you want to get rid of them with the backing of Big Brother to do this. Iran, you know, the same thing was done to Saudi. They said they had weapons of mass destruction. They went in and they found nothing. But there's always an underlying motivation why they go in. They go in because of the natural resources. Tomorrow, it could be us. They will decide that Ghana is annoying. We are coming in. Kill all of us and take our natural resources because maybe they want our gold, they want our oil, they want all that. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, I'm using it as it could be. You know, so when it's being done to someone, you know, because even in the US, you need permission of Congress before you can go to war. Wow. But these people woke up one day, sent missiles to go in.
Breaking news, Iran orders closure of the Strait of Hormuz, putting 1/5 of the world's oil supply at risk. Iran's parliament has voted to close the Strait of Hormuz, the vital shipping channel through which around 20% of the world's daily oil flows.
Yes, so
a move which could block 1 billion in oil shipments per day.
So we will also fight
to send oil prices.
We will also fight if you think is Iran, and so the Bible says it's okay for Israel to go and fight. Because listen, the Israelites, they are not even Christians; they are Jews. Yeah. I have nothing against them, but the point I'm making, comparing Christianity and that, is that we are Christians, and we seem to see Israel. We see the Israel in the Bible as Amene.
Yeah, they are the original. They are not.
You know, so I don't care what religion anyone is. I don't care wherever your faith is, that gives you hope, that opens doors for you, wherever your faith is. I respect that, but don't go and engage in politics and war, and then people who should know better will say that it's okay for them to do it because it's in the Bible. God doesn't like ugly. God doesn't approve of what's going on. It's the selfish human beings who are looking for interest for themselves and their countries.
People have to die.
Apart from that, the people who are even supplying the ammunitions, they are making money.
A lot.
They are making money. Why is it that in America there's mass shootings and Congress can't get them to even pass a law to say that you cannot use some ammunition. You can't sell ammunition to mad people. They can't pass it because the people who sell the ammunition, they are the ones who sponsor the politicians. So everybody has an interest. Leave the Bible out of it. Ghanaian Christians, wake up.
That's why I've said that Netanyahu should put a human face to what he's doing. Mugabe, some of the bombardments, kids, 2 years, 3 years. Why then? What is it? It pains me. And where it is going to, like the announcement has come, Shale, that's why Mugabe have always been saying, we must move to that green transition earlier and quickly, than we anticipate, so that all these things, yes, we put it behind us.
Oh, yes, it will be.
And American about the net effect, who will be, but they will use who are the doors to sing, they will to know. So the net effect will be that we'll be here more.
Mugabe there to know say echo.
That's what we have to
say.
That's what I'm saying. That why
Kufuor sign a contract,
it was bad.
10% no more. It's 90% belongs to Talo. Until they take it away,
Mugabe.
we get just 10%.
Why can't we do anything about it?
A contract. It is, I don't know the duration of the contract. Maybe we can look at it. But Burkina Faso recently sent out all the foreign miners,
from
foreign
French,
company miners. He sent all of them. He's taking over the mining because mining say. I remember when we took over in 2009, the royalties that we were getting as a country was about 3%. It was during cabinet that we went to 6%. We increased it to 6%. But the contract has the contract has been signed in such a way that the people who signed the contract, I don't know,
they sign and seal it and take their check.
So, but the guy at in Burkina Faso, he's taking over.
So Mugabe, look, all these things, there's a way to nationalize if we want to take back our oil. I'm telling you, there's a way to nationalize. But me, I'm saying that we have told and we have sent you. So we must process downstream the oil that we get the crude here. So that
let's say by ending of October.
Yes, Tor is ready. The young man Edmond Combat, highly intelligent young man. He had been there understanding a word that for a long time. Yes, I know him. I know him personally. Yes, highly intelligent and down to earth and ready to serve. So let's find some of the oil, the crude to go through Tor. Let's process some of the things downstream oil here and get some of the bitumen and use it here. Me, I didn't even understand why J. Kufuor signed out that oil contract after all the sweat 10%. Of Chachuchi Kata. Chachuchi Kata had to sacrifice. Yes, he had to buy a drill ship so that when we find the oil, we'll nationalize it. This thing didn't start. It started way back under Nkrumah, then at Champon. Then it came to Rawlings, and the search was long. And then by the time we found it, the government who looked for it had left power. They put trouble on Chachuchi Kata, and they have messed the place up. But I'm telling you, Mugabe, with all our search and our drill ship, people sold it and put the money in their pockets, so allegedly. Yes. By now, yes, you understand. So we could have by now been getting 30 to 40% per the arrangement of Chachuchi Kata. We were looking for our own oil. It took Dr. Papa Kwesindum and Kufuor to go and bring 3D technology to locate it exactly where it was, where the oil was, for them to drill it inside into White Tallow. When did Tallow come inside? When did they come inside? After all the work the Ministry of Energy had done, that's why GMPC had done and the Chachuchi Kata, the work, yes, the work even Papa Kwesindum did as energy minister and brought the 3D technology to bring the thing out. How did we give it out that cheaply?
Trump or African country.
Yes, because they look down upon our decisions. The decisions we make as if we don't have a head.
But if they come and then they are taking your oil and they say that we want 90%, but we are giving you 10%, and you agree, how can they respect you?
They cannot.
So going forward, I think the new crop of leaders coming, we shouldn't behave like Kufuor and Co. When they come and they're coming for our resources, we take the bigger share and then give them.
Mugabe, you see, Gaye Penye no, Chato. In 1961 to 66, construction had to take place. Yes, and Nkrumah. And look at what it has done. And then you to me fafan go na oil fields no. And pipe it the hole. There's a straight pipe from where the oil is. You Mugabe, you check there. When they were building the circle interchange.
I've been there before.
When they were building the circle interchange, there were certain pillars that I noticed that were in the ground. I was telling somebody that if you check the 1963 to 1970 development plan, this thing was there already, but not this shape. But there were plans to build over circles so that traffic would not go and check. So there were pillars that had been put in the ground way back. Ask the engineers. That's planning. That's what I'm talking about. The Tor was put there ahead of the geological survey to find out whether we had oil, because we used to see tar balls in Salt Pond. Kwame Nkrumah spent most of the time at the Salt Pond beach. You can check in 1947 when he came in. That's where mostly he stayed when he was not in Accra. He was always in Salt Pond. So they saw tar balls at the beach. That's why he went ahead to set up the geological survey to find out what those balls meant. And even when Achampong came to power in the 70s, he allowed the military to those tar balls to melt them and use them as fuel for the armed forces when the Arab-Israeli war came in the 70s. After all the planning and investment that went into the oil search and other things, what the life Chachuchikata, he put his whole life to it. Then we get the oil, we couldn't nationalize and even take 50%. Then we have people who are today sitting there, they enjoyed the contract, they signed it. I'm saying allegedly. Enjoy. And I want sign contract no good Ghana for so. Yeah, all you know ya asasimu.
Okay.
And why asasimu? And why should it happen like that? Me Mugabe. But I pray that we'll be able to see the end of this thing. World leadership should come up. Who is the UN Secretary General? Who did it? Charlie, Mugabe sponsor me to go and stand at that election. We need world leadership. We need people who say no. People who stand up to the truth. People who direct the world right. People who, when young people invest their time properly, will reward them. That's what we are talking about. We will not send people to war. We will not send young children to war. We will not manufacture items. What? When land should be used for agriculture, it's being used for war. Look at what is happening in Ukraine. Near the drug grains, near the supply world, you know. And people are watching. People go and sit around the conference table, talk. They cannot find a solution. Sometimes in my room, I want to smash my television. We lack it. We lack the Kofi Annans. I'm telling you, the Butros Ali, we lack them. We lack them. Look, this they should step up. I'm asking, who's the UN Secretary General? No. Find a solution to the world's problems. Sit around the table. Now Trump crowd free no sambai. Udirobi to be in Kasantrobi. Sorry. Trump only so asofu. No, what? Ni in Kasantreno. Ni na nebi ni ho.
Christians in there.
Chale Mugabe. They shouldn't spoil the world. Don't do your sukrao. Afini do fifth floor. I say send you asino. Ebe si aya ni epeja eti ni hu. Abraboni send you ebe boni ni atra Ghana head. Ye nyawo ye no mfaso. Oti de miskana ye wo refine. I bet to me refine. Ye nya hu mfaso. Se kakra na amana ba no hihye economy ni ye. Na afide prices go from now oil no so go from most abeye be sem mu de ntokwa ba na abey affect fuel prices for Ghana adey and then am pese mu ye no and obi an to be in Kasanchiro bia look Ora John Dramani Mahama, raise your voice. You yourself, you are far ahead of all the world leaders. When I sit back and I look in my room, the experience you have, they don't have it across the world. Raise your voice. That's the problem. You see, that's the problem. Who do you first say about you? About you? Who didn't say money no one? That's how it you.
John Benjamin.
John Benjamin, they no need to say. Oh, see,
free medical.
See, propagating hate speech. Refi Mugabe. Yes, he went reporting. Our names. Inti say me did that Britain. In Sumeti, I have a British name, Alistair Nelson. Munyame. Remember how I won't go there to do anything. As I become a John Benjamin time in cohort, but this time they mean meko. That time I mean
Alistair Nelson.
Yeah, Mugabe Maase. Inti Mugabe, we'll go over it. Our problems are transient as African countries. That's what we have come to know. We'll go over it. I pray that it will not degenerate. Mugabe will be there. Look, read Africa. Mugabe, read Africa Must Unite. Kwame Nkrumah's book. When you read the opening comments, the wealth of Africa, he enumerates from country to country the wealth of each nation and the reason why we must come together and put that economic strength to use as a backbone to surpass the Americans and to surpass the Europes. Why? Plan Kitano and the Europe for Fadia European Union. I want to meet them to debate them and tell them the high points in it that is from Nkrumah. They didn't have it. Singapore, look, the idea Lee Kuan Yew used to transform his country is coming from Nkrumah. He just read Ghana's development plan 1963 to 70. That's all. That's what went into his head, and then took a vision to transform his country. Yeah. So, Charlie, we have it here, Mugabe. Nyakupo Eshirayen. Na mema obi ntokwa. Senya yedi efi asem no. Omo hwe no mo mfa ntokwa ne yede. Emba bekayen.
Eva Zraka Sema yana boa for Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center, Live Kit Capsules, omo nyina da Roma S Natural Mineral Water, Hebron Hills International School, Adom Survey and General Construction, Power Specialist Eba Hospital, Victory Garlic Mesa, and Safari Valley Eco Resort, Madam Techi, and the Jumedi Eddie Ebro live on TVS YZ and also on Power 97.9 FM. Excellency, if I could be back and crack on one affair. Wrap you up.
Yendi Eguso. Say July 1st. Yera. Your papa, His Excellency John Mahama. Also, a bell launch 24-hour policy. No, you be Thanksgiving.
July 1st. That's any Republic
Day. Say they are back to normal. Omobaya on versus say they are back to normal.
Many say a month for being so prison or more.
July 1st, be Thanksgiving or be launchy. Nti papa obo ejuma pa ye nyina ye nta ne chi. Obi enya abotre ma no na ye support no. Ye support no. Bitia me mama
no mon kai a year at 2 ACM. Because in the health condition
sa guy bi
o total be when onya oboho e prison ho be that rage every 3 days be oko hospital Monday, Wednesday, Fridays e 37 and it's called in the spine onya problem and for mon kai no
enti ejuma de ye
I was go for wa ma amnesty 8 years in when you be there
na sanity mu yede
sir oh yes
nitim yede mpa go for de nitim yede
and the First Republic, First July na back, I am the pa.
What's your visiting some more?
And say July, month of July, you will have to use your program to raise some funds and some food and some water supplies because July no kita on Sabusumi. We don't want to go back there again. We don't want anybody to go back there again. We don't want. Ose, 29th. I'm going to the date na go ni trimi dem refi. Me kai na me yare. Mugabe, first once more you 4 August nephew. Let me give a little history of the first July. It's not for nothing that the 1st July Republic Day was established by Kwame Nkrumah. And on that day, several things happened. It's not only realizing a republic as a nation, did we, but it was on that day that our money, that was with the Bank of England. In 1954, Kwame Nkrumah passed the Cocoa Amendments Bill. There was an increment in the cocoa price on the world market, and he decided to take 71% of the money, and he kept the money in the Bank of England for 4 years, not until 1958, before the tax was stopped. So the money accrued to 191 million, and it was that money that was released to us on 1st July. That's why we were able to sign the Akosombo Dam, build the 43 new secondary schools. So it was a real birth for financial independence